okay, we're still talking to Archbishop Oscar Cruz. So, Archbishop, no, it's like this. Like, for example, I won't mention who and what order, but there was a couturier before who is now a priest or a monk, whichever. Is there a standard to this? I mean, effeminacy, or even more than this? I mean, is there some kind of a review where the church says, no?
In those 12 years of priestly formation, from high school to philosophy to theology, there are at least 2 clinical diagnostic tests.
Okay.
Psychological, no?
Yes.
And for one thing, the one who gives the psychological test should be really knowledgeable about what he or she is doing, and therefore credible, and therefore dependable.
Yes.
As far as the church administration is concerned.
Yes.
But then, either the psychologist missed something, or the seminary formators were the one who missed something that the psychologist wrote down. Or perhaps both of them have some faulty understanding somewhere. That's why, and this is not a secret,
Yes.
there are some of us, of course they are relatively few, but there are some of us who are who seem to be less masculine that we should as priests,
Yes.
as Christ himself was a man.
Yes.
And there are some of us who are too masculine naman.
Yes. Very productive.
Yes. And these are the problematic figures in the event that they become ordained. Now, why is it that all these long formational years notwithstanding,
Yes.
all these diagnostic tests notwithstanding,
Yes.
all these retreats, recollections, seminars, classes, etc., all these things again notwithstanding, some way, somehow, there are those who get away with it.
Okay.
I'm not saying that they do it with bad will or ill will, no?
Yes.
It is only something that the seminary formators did not fail to appreciate or
Okay.
did not see.
Okay.
And therefore, they allowed them to be ordained. Because ganito ang isang tao or a man may not be ordained a priest until the seminary formators endorses him to the bishop. And the bishop has all the right to ordain him or not. So there is a lot of screening, no? And sometimes, as I said, we still miss it. We still miss it. Now, so you will understand that when a priest commits a serious mistake, contrary to his promises and commitment,
Yes.
that's a big scandal.
Yes.
And I understand.
Yes.
Because they are supposed to be quote-unquote men of God,
Yes.
men of the cloth,
Yes.
etc., etc.
Yes.
We teach, we preach, everything that is according to the gospel and the love of God, the love of neighbor, and all of a sudden we are the ones who go down.
Yes.
So aside from the evil spirit trying
yes.
to pull
Yes.
everybody down,
Yes.
there must be something in some of us that really make us unfit for the priesthood. No matter how long the formation, no matter how many are the endorsement, and all sacred orders received, no, from acolyte, diaconate, and priesthood. And that is the reality. It is sad, but it is true. aside from the spiritual dimension, of course, aside the evil spirit is definitely alive.
It's roaring like a lion.
Very, very alive.
Yes, roaring like a lion.
Even in the church.
Yes.
For that reason, really, and if we are not that formed,
Yes.
we may be little by little deformed, become deformed
Yes.
until we fall.
Yes.
And ang simbahan naman, meron din siyang proseso pag isang pari nagkamali.
Yes.
Meron siyang proseso.
I'll ask you this of you, no? In some countries, or I don't know whether in the Philippines it happens, because there is a lack of priests, we sometimes, how do I say, make the standards a little flexible.
Yeah,
Para lang makapasok.
you are right.
Could that be one of the problems?
I do not know for other countries. I have to be honest, no? But in the Philippines,
Kulang yung mga pare eh.
hindi eh. Stricto.
Okay.
At we have enough.
Okay.
At in fact nga, hindi ba may mga missionaries pa tayo,
Yes, yes.
mga
Pinapadala.
Oo, pinapadala, mga especially religious, Dominicans, Jesuits, they're all over the world, no?
Yes, yes.
So, okay tayo dito. Okay tayo dito. Kaya lang kako, although we have enough formation, we have enough seminaries, we have enough formators, and we undergo that long formational process. Paminsan-minsan, talagang bumabagsak rin. And I do not think it has something to do with a defective formation per se.
Okay.
Pero baka yung formators, meron mga hindi nakita,
Okay.
hindi napansin, hindi natignan, hindi na-evaluate. Kaya na-ordinan yung isang lalaki na hindi pala dapat. Now, you mentioned about the couturier who became a monk. I know this, I heard about it, but frankly, that is all I know. I do not know.
Yes, yes.
But I know if there was a monastery or something that
Yes,
he
yes.
put up.
Yes.
But that's all I know, honest. That's all I know. I do not even know he's still around. Is he still around?
Oh, that I do not know, but the last I know is that he also designed the outfit of the monks. He also designed the outfits of the monks.
So he's still around.
That I really do not know yet, but that was the last I heard. So, in situations like that, when is there, it's very hard to look at a person's heart, no, and the real intentions. But you get somebody with certain weaknesses, and then you take them into the priesthood. You hope they are changed inside as a person, but it's like throwing them into the water also, because their inclinations might show later on at a
Yes.
point of weakness.
Yes. And the humanity of priests is not taken away from them. Needless
Yes.
to say, no?
Yes.
That human weaknesses, the standard human weaknesses are there. Just like a married man
Yes.
being attracted to another woman,
Yes,
a married
yes.
woman being attracted. It's normal, so ordinary, no? Ordinary. But all that notwithstanding, you will understand that there are marriages which are very solid, and my God, I
Yes.
clap my hands, and they celebrate even their golden jubilee, and I clap
Yes,
my
yes.
hands for
Yes,
golden
yes.
jubilee similar, and because that is a successful story.
Yes.
And even priest naman, meron din silang mga silver jubilee, golden
Yes, yes,
jubilee,
yes.
etc. But of course, tulad din ng mga may asawa, may mga they fall along the way, so to
Yes,
speak.
yes.
Yung mga pare, they fall also along the way. This is not an excuse, no?
Yes.
This is just a phenomena.
It's the reality of
It's
it.
the reality of it.
Yes.
That for us to deny that that priests are human beings and therefore they are with original sin also,
Yes, yes.
according to the faith,
Yes,
etc., etc.
yes.
I think that is a reality, no?
Mm-hmm.
But of course, there are priests naman who are really worthwhile emulating, admiring, and I know somebody, my God. And when I was out of the country, I used to go to Father Pio
Yes.
in Pietrelcina.
At 4 in the morning, 4:30.
Yes,
Yes.
for the Mass, and it's
Yes.
all...
Yes. Yes.
And, uh, and after the Mass, Father Pio, he descends to confession, okay?
Yes, yes.
And Pope John Paul II said, it's good to go to confession to Father Pio.
Yes.
He said, why? Because he's the one who tells you what are your sins.
Yes. Correct, correct. That's true. That's one of his gifts.
And so there are still these individuals who are really shining stars in the priesthood, so
Yes,
to speak, no?
yes.
And I do not know if they make up for faults
Yes, yes.
that we other priests fall into, no? But really, for somebody to be stigmatized and to have those gifts, there is something definitely supernatural and mysterious about this. This is not as natural as people like to think, no? So in a way, what am I saying is that the spirituality has something to do with the life of a priest from the time he is ordained to the time he goes to rest. The spirituality.
I'll leave you with this question, then we'll pause for a final break. Being an effeminate does not send warning bells. Kung may nakikita kayong ganun pare, Archbishop, it does not send warning bells to you. Sa pagbabalik po ng Republika.